So I'm just going to go ahead and read verbatim the Declaration of Independence, the Haitian Declaration of Independence. When I think about the laws of the nation of Haiti, they have a 1987 constitution. They had some amendments in 2012. And so the current 1987 constitution is pretty much the only thing where all the laws come out of. But there's the spirit of Haiti. What does it mean to be a Haitian? And I believe that the Declaration of Independence, 1804, the first Constitution, 1801, and the second Constitution, 1805. I think you could combine those founding documents in conjunction with the current system in order to find the spirit of the laws, which, that's a little vague. But without further ado, the Haitian Declaration of Independence, it's short enough to go ahead and read. So this is who does the Declaration of Independence? This would be Dessalines, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, the commander-in-chief to the people of Haiti. Citizens, he was actually illiterate, so somebody else wrote this. And the person who wrote this, the story is, they said, let's use the skin of the white man for the parchment of the paper, and then a quill, the skull as an inkwell, and something for the quill. So he really wanted to kill white people. That was really the main thing that the author who wrote this. And so I don't know who it was. Was it Dessalines or was it the man who wrote this? But that's the spirit. The spirit of the nation of Haiti is that we're going to be a black republic. We're going to expel all the whites, the mixed people. You're all black from here on out. And even the Germans and the Polish people were exempted. All right. So I'm going to read it straight through and then comment later. Citizens, it is not enough to have expelled the barbarians who have bloodied our land for 2 centuries. It is not enough to have restrained those ever-evolving factions that one after another mock the specter of liberty that France dangled before you. We must, with one last act of national authority, forever assure the empire of liberty in the country of our birth. We must take any hope of re-enslaving us away from the inhuman government that for so long kept us in the most humiliating torpor. In the end, we must live independent or die. Independence or death. Let these sacred words unite us and be the signal of battle and of our reunion. Citizens, my countrymen, on this solemn day, I have brought together those courageous soldiers who, as liberty lay dying, spilled their blood to save it. These generals who have guided your efforts against tyranny have not yet done enough for your happiness. The French name still haunts our land. Everything revives the memories of the cruelties of these barbarous people. Our laws, our habits, our towns, everything still carries the stamp of the French. Indeed, there are still French in our island, and you believe yourself free and independent of that republic which, it is true, has fought all the nations, but which has never defeated those who wanted to be free. What? Victims of our own credulity and indulgence for 14 years, defeated not by French armies, but by the pathetic eloquence of their agents' proclamations. When will we tire of breathing the air that they breathe? What do we have in common with this nation of executioners? The difference between its cruelty and our patient moderation, its color and ours, the great seas that separate us, our avenging climate, all tell us plainly that they are not our brothers, that they never will be, and that if they find refuge among us, they will plot again to trouble and divide us. Native citizens, men, women, girls, and children, let your gaze extend on all parts of this island. Look there for your spouses, your husbands, your brothers, your sisters. Indeed, look there for your children, your suckling infants. What have they become? I shudder to say it, the prey of these vultures. Instead of these dear victims, your alarmed gaze will see only their assassins, these tigers still dripping with their blood, whose terrible presence indicts your lack of feeling and your guilty slowness in avenging them. What are you waiting for before appeasing their spirits? Remember that you had wanted your remains to rest next to those of your fathers after you defeated tyranny. Will you descend into their tombs without having to avenge them? No, their bones would reject yours. And you, precious men, intrepid generals, who, without concern for your own pain, have revived liberty by shedding all your blood, know that you have done nothing if you do not give the nations a terrible but just example of the vengeance that must be wrought by a people proud to have recovered its liberty and jealous to maintain it. Let us frighten all those who would dare try to take it from us again. Let us begin with the French. Let them tremble when they approach our coast, if not from the memory of those cruelties they perpetuated here, then from the terrible resolution that we will have made to put to death anyone born French whose profane foot soils the land of liberty. We have dared to be free. Let us be thus by ourselves and for ourselves. Let us imitate the grown child. His own weight breaks the boundary that has become an obstacle to him. What people fought for us, what people wanted to gather the fruits of our labor, and what dishonorable absurdity to conquer in order to be enslaved. Enslaved. Let us leave this description for the French. They have conquered, but are no longer free. Let us walk down another path. Let us imitate those people who, extending their concern into the future and dreading to leave an example of cowardice for posterity, preferred to be exterminated rather than lose their place as one of the world's free peoples. Let us ensure, however, that a missionary spirit does not destroy our work. Let us allow our neighbors to breathe in peace. May they live quietly under the laws that they have made for themselves, and let us not, as revolutionary firebrands, declare ourselves the lawgivers of the Caribbean. Nor let our glory consist in troubling the peace of the neighboring islands. Unlike that which we inhabit, theirs has not been drenched in the innocent blood of its inhabitants. They have no vengeance to claim from the authority that protects them. Fortunate to have never known the ideals that have destroyed us, they can only have good wishes for our posterity, peace to our neighbors. But let this be our cry, anathema to the French name, eternal hatred of France, natives of Haiti. My happy fate was to be one day the sentinel who would watch over the idol to which you sacrifice. I have watched, sometimes fighting alone, and if I have been so fortunate as to return to your hands the sacred trust, you could fight it to me. No, it is now your task to preserve it. In fighting for your liberty, I was working for my own happiness before consolidating it with laws that will guarantee your free individuality. Your leaders, who I have assembled here, and I owe you the final proof of our devotion. Generals and you leaders collected here close to me for the good of our land, the day has come, the day which must make our glory, our independence eternal. If there could exist among us a lukewarm heart, let him distance himself and tremble to take the oath which must unite us. Let us vow to ourselves, to posterity, to the entire universe, to forever renounce France and to die rather than live under its domination, to fight until our last breath for the independence of our country. And you, a people so long without good fortune, witness to the oath we take. Remember that I counted on your constancy and courage when I threw myself into the career of liberty to fight the despotism and tyranny you had struggled against for 14 years. Remember that I sacrificed everything to rally to your defense, family, children, fortune, and now I am rich only with your liberty. My name has become a horror to all those who want slavery. Despots and tyrants curse the day that I was born. If ever you refused or grumbled while receiving those laws that the spirit guarding your fate dictates to me for your own good, you would deserve the fate of an ungrateful people. But I reject that awful idea. You will sustain the liberty that you cherish and support the leader who commands you. Therefore, vow before me to live free and independent and to prefer death to anything that will try to place you back in chains. Swear, finally, to pursue forever the traitors and enemies of your independence. Done at the headquarters of Gonnaves, the first day of January, 1804, the first year of independence, the deed of independence, Native Army. Today, January 1st, 1804, the General-in-Chief of the Native Army, accompanied by the generals of the army, assembled in order to take measures that will ensure the good of the country. After having told the assembled generals his true intentions to assure forever a stable government for the natives of Haiti, the object of his greatest concern, which he has accomplished in a speech which declares to foreign powers the decision to make the country independent and to enjoy a liberty consecrated by the blood of the people of this island. And after having gathered their responses, has asked that each of the assembled generals to take a vow forever to renounce France, to die rather than live under its domination, and to fight for independence until their last breath. The generals, deeply moved by these sacred principles, after voting their unanimous attachment to the declared project of independence, have all sworn to posterity, to the universe, to forever renounce France and to die rather than to live under its domination. So there it is. There's Haiti's Declaration of Independence, right? We had our independence, 1776. France had their independence, a revolution, right? They call them revolutionary wars and wars for independence. Two actually separate concepts. Sometimes they are fused together. They're fused together for the American Revolution. Not so much for the French Revolution, because they were the French people. They still were the French people before and afterwards, whereas the British turned into the Americans, and then the French turned into the Haitian people with the Haitian and the American Revolution. This is in the era of revolution. So again, America, France, and then the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution, I personally like a million times better. It is clear who the oppressor and who the oppressed are. To Saint Louverture is the main man who's, fought, but he dies, and then you have all these others carrying his bloody shirt into victory. So this is Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Now, what it comes down to, what it says here, so Toussaint had his own constitution, 1801 constitution, and then Dessalines is going to have his constitution being written 1805. So next year we're going to see what kind of government, and it's going to be a military dictatorship. And so that's one of the main criticisms that I have with this. So I actually don't hate it. This is 200 years ago. So for the Black Republic to remain black, it's also killing a bunch of French people. And so the French, as an Englishman, right, we've been fighting the French for quite some time, so it's like, hell yeah, get those fucking oppressors out here. Yeah, they have been enslaving the shit. This was the Pearl of the Antilles, so it was the one of the richest colonies. So France made millions of dollars from the slaves that they had on Haiti, and they should hate France forever and ever, but they speak French, and French is their official language. And then France made them pay in order to get recognition on the world stage. So it's like, we'll be your buddy, but you're going to give us reparations. Wait a second, for what? Well, you stole our slaves. But we are the slave. We are humans. We are the people. It doesn't matter. And that's the whole problem with Jean Bertrand Aristide. So Aristide, he was talking about how the French owed them money because of those reparations, and he's correct about. And so some people say, well, that's perhaps why Baby Bush had coup d'etat him. And actually, that's the first Papa Bush coup d'etat him, and then Baby Bush coup d'etat him. So, but then Bill Clinton actually restored him by military force. So that was actually a great moment for Bill Clinton to be for democracy. So the biggest things that I take from this is a Declaration of Independence. So this is a letter to Napoleon or whoever the fuck is controlling France at the time. Listen, you cocksucking motherfuckers, right? So Leclerc and all this is directly to France. This is a little bit to the people. So he's talked to the generals. So you get the sense that, Dessalines is the head honcho. He's the main alpha dog. And then you have all these generals around here. So he's telling this speech, we're all going to be independent and we're all going to die. We're going to fight and die if we have to in order to be free. We will never be under the clutches of France ever again. And so that's the simple message that's clear throughout the whole thing. Fuck France, fuck the French people. We will never bow down to them. We are our own country, and we will forever be independent and free, and we will never allow France to subjugate us again. So while that's great, the problem is that there's no republic, there's no liberalism, there's no three branches of government. There is none of these things. So when he talks about freedom and liberty, he's talking about just not being oppressed by the French. He's going to become a dictator himself, a military, strong, authoritarian dictator. And he's going to, he's going to get killed too. So the Haitian people is going to kill this Dessalines. And Dessalines wasn't even, he wasn't for the Haitian independence the whole time, but he